Welcome to Women Tennis USA, and I am Mary Carillo. Tonight, we turn our full attention to a match that did far more than decide a winner and a loser. It shifted expectations, recalibrated conversations, and forced the tennis world to look again at what it thought it already understood. This Alex Eala match changed everything, not because of a trophy lifted or a ranking number updated, but because of what was revealed in the hours between first ball and last handshake. In women's tennis, moments like this do not announce themselves loudly at first. They arrive quietly, wrapped in scorelines that may look ordinary on paper, but extraordinary when you understand the context, the courage, and the consequences. Alex Eala walked onto the court carrying something familiar to every young player who steps into a big match: potential. Potential is a word that can inspire, but it can also suffocate. It follows young athletes everywhere, clinging to them in interviews, hovering over them during practice sessions, and waiting patiently to be confirmed or denied under match pressure. For Eala, potential had been discussed for years. Junior Grand Slam success, a polished left-handed game, composure beyond her age, and the weight of being the most prominent tennis hope from her country had already made her a figure of interest. But interest is not belief, and promise is not proof. This match became the moment when the conversation moved from what might happen to what was happening right in front of us. From the opening games, there was a clarity to Eala's tennis that immediately stood out. Not flashiness, not reckless aggression, but intent. Every shot had a reason. Every rally told a small story about patience, construction, and confidence. This was not a player simply reacting to the moment. This was a player shaping it. In women's tennis, where power often dominates the narrative, Eala offered a reminder that intelligence, timing, and variation remain equally lethal weapons when executed without fear. Her opponent, experienced and favored, represented the established order. This was someone who had seen young challengers come and go, someone accustomed to being tested but rarely unsettled by newcomers. Early on, the expectation was clear: weather the initial energy, let the match settle, and allow experience to take over. That script, however, never quite materialized. Instead, it was Eala who looked settled, Eala who controlled the tempo, and Eala who refused to let the occasion rush her decisions. One of the most striking elements of this match was Eala's court positioning. She did not retreat when rallies extended. She did not surrender ground out of respect or nerves. She stepped inside the baseline when opportunities appeared, taking the ball early and redirecting pace with precision. This choice sent a message not just to her opponent, but to everyone watching. She was not here to survive. She was here to compete on equal terms. As the first set unfolded, subtle shifts became impossible to ignore. The favored player began glancing toward her box more often. Service games grew tighter. Unforced errors crept in, not from wild swings, but from being forced to hit one more ball than expected. That extra shot, placed deep and wide by Eala, began to wear down confidence. Tennis at this level is often decided in these margins, where discomfort accumulates quietly before erupting suddenly. Eala's serve, often overlooked in discussions about her game, held up under pressure. She mixed placements intelligently, avoided predictability, and used her lefty angle to pull her opponent off the court. When break points arrived, she did not chase aces. She trusted her patterns. That trust, rare in young players on big stages, spoke volumes about her preparation and belief. As the match moved deeper, it became clear that this was no fleeting hot streak. The rallies grew longer, the points more physical, and still Eala's level did not drop. Conditioning, both physical and mental, revealed itself as one of her greatest strengths. She embraced the grind rather than fearing it. Each extended exchange seemed to fuel her rather than drain her. The crowd, initially polite and curious, began to lean in. There is a moment in every unexpected breakthrough when spectators collectively realize they are witnessing something meaningful. Applause grows louder not because of a single spectacular shot, but because of sustained excellence. Eala earned that response point by point, game by game, without theatrics or celebration. What made this match truly transformative was not just the quality of tennis, but the manner in which Eala handled adversity. No match unfolds without challenges, and when momentum briefly shifted against her, she did not unravel. A missed opportunity did not linger. A lost game did not spiral. She reset quickly, adjusting tactics and recommitting to her game plan. That ability to absorb and respond is often the dividing line between promising talents and future contenders. For years, women's tennis has been celebrated for its depth, unpredictability, and global reach. Yet every generation still waits for the next signal that a new voice is ready to join the conversation at the highest level. This match felt like one of those signals. Not because it demanded immediate coronation, but because it demonstrated readiness. Readiness to compete, to adapt, and to belong. Alex Eala's composure under pressure told another important story. There was no visible panic in crucial moments. No rushed decisions. No emotional swings that betrayed nerves. Instead, there was focus, routine, and calm. Between points, her body language remained steady. She controlled what she could control, a mantra often preached but rarely mastered so early in a career. As the final games approached, the weight of the moment became unmistakable. Every point carried consequence. Every rally felt like a referendum on expectation versus reality. And still, Eala played with the same measured confidence that had defined the match from the start. When the final point ended, it did not feel like an upset in the traditional sense. It felt like a correction. A recalibration of perception. The handshake at the net was respectful, understated, and symbolic. It marked the end of one match and the beginning of a new phase in how Alex Eala would be viewed. No longer just a promising junior or a name to watch in the future, she had announced herself as a competitor for the present. In the aftermath, analysis poured in from every corner of the tennis world. Commentators dissected tactics, footwork, and shot selection. Analysts debated timelines and ceilings. Fans celebrated and speculated. But beneath all of that noise lay a simpler truth. This match changed everything because it replaced doubt with evidence. For players from regions historically underrepresented at the top levels of tennis, moments like this carry additional significance. They inspire not just belief, but participation. Somewhere, young players watching saw possibility reflected back at them. They saw that elite tennis does not belong to a single geography or background. It belongs to those willing to work, learn, and compete fearlessly. From a developmental perspective, this match offered valuable lessons. It underscored the importance of patience in building a game, of prioritizing understanding over shortcuts. Eala's success was not built on overwhelming power or risky aggression. It was built on fundamentals refined over time, on strategic clarity, and on trust in preparation. The implications for women's tennis in the United States and beyond are also worth noting. As the sport continues to evolve, the arrival of players like Eala challenges existing hierarchies and assumptions. It enriches the competitive landscape and raises the standard for everyone. Established players are pushed to adapt, while emerging talents are encouraged to believe that their moment can come sooner than expected. What happens next for Alex Eala remains unwritten, as it should be. Tennis careers are marathons, not sprints. One match, no matter how impactful, does not define a legacy. But certain matches redefine trajectories. They change how players see themselves and how others see them. This was one of those matches. In the days following, Eala spoke with the same calm clarity she displayed on court. She acknowledged the significance of the win without exaggeration. She emphasized learning, growth, and the work still ahead. That perspective may prove just as important as any technical skill. It reflects an understanding that success in tennis is cumulative, built through consistency rather than moments alone. For fans, this match offered a reminder of why sports matter. Not for the predictability of outcomes, but for the revelation of character under pressure. Watching a young player step into a challenging situation and rise to it connects us to the essence of competition. It reminds us that progress often announces itself quietly before it becomes undeniable. As the season moves forward, every match Alex Eala plays will now be viewed through a different lens. Expectations will rise. Scrutiny will intensify. Opponents will prepare more carefully. That is the price and privilege of having changed the conversation. How she navigates that shift will be the next chapter of this evolving story. From a broader standpoint, this match reinforced the idea that women's tennis is in a constant state of renewal. New styles, new personalities, and new narratives emerge regularly, keeping the sport vibrant and compelling. Alex Eala's breakthrough fits squarely within that tradition, adding a fresh dimension to an already dynamic landscape. It is also worth reflecting on the emotional resonance of such moments. For coaches, families, and support teams, a match like this validates years of unseen effort. Early mornings, long travels, and difficult choices converge into something tangible. While the spotlight shines on the player, the foundation beneath that performance is shared by many. In analyzing why this match mattered so deeply, it comes down to authenticity. Nothing about Eala's performance felt forced or artificial. She did not play beyond herself. She played as herself, fully and confidently. That authenticity resonated with viewers and experts alike, making the result feel earned rather than surprising. As we look ahead, the tennis calendar will continue to move relentlessly. New tournaments, new matchups, new challenges. Yet some moments linger longer than others. They stay with us because they mark a shift, because they remind us why we watch, and because they signal the arrival of something new. This Alex Eala match changed everything, not because it promised instant greatness, but because it delivered undeniable proof of belonging. It showed that preparation meets opportunity in powerful ways. It reminded us that the future of women's tennis is not something we wait for passively. It is something that arrives when talent, courage, and clarity align on a single court. And so, from all of us here at Women Tennis USA, this has been Mary Carillo, bringing you the story behind the scoreline, the meaning behind the match, and the moment that quietly, confidently, changed everything.